Brain injury, I can say from experience, there's nothing like it. It's diversity, it's seeming inconsequence, it's mistaken disability status, it's severity. Everything seems fine, but is it? The brain is the most complex part of the human body. It is the seat of intelligence, the interpreter of the senses, the initiator of body movement, and the controller of behavior. It is the source of all the qualities that define our humanity. An acquired brain injury, or ABI, is simply put an acquired injury to the brain. It is not hereditary, present in any way or form at birth, or degenerative. The injury results in a change of the way the brain functions, and it is an umbrella term for all brain injuries. Brain Injury Matters is a self-advocacy support group consisting of and run by people with an acquired brain injury. It is positive for its members in that it provides a space where there is understanding of their actuality. It delivers acceptance, comfort, and education. This acceptance is a recognition of the restricted social inclusion of ABI in mainstream society, and BIM aims, at least to some degree, to overcome that. Now let's hear from another person with ABI from BIM, how their brain injury has pretty much defined what and how they do what they do. Given it is so very diverse, as is humanity, this will hopefully provide you with a glimpse of how the people with ABI are coping. What has having an ABI meant to you?
It's pretty much changed my life and in a positive way. Like in terms of after my recovery, initial recovery, it took me about 9 years to mentally get over having my brain injury and to embrace it. Since then, it's been physical and I've been really going forward and getting physically fit. But having a brain injury has become a powerful tool for me because now I represent being the president of Brain Injury Matters. It just enables me to be put into a community, I suppose, of like-minded people who are trying to get the better of themselves having a brain injury. It's my life now, and it's just put my life into a massive community of people who understand having a disability. And I suppose that's a strength as well.
Have you realised its complexity? Has that changed during the time you have had your ABI?
I suppose my focus of having a brain injury is to get physically better. Mentally, I think I am better. Having a brain injury, it's so massive, but like I think if you keep learning every day, becoming that better person or where you want to get to, I think that's how it's changed me. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Has society's reaction to your ABI, their knowledge of it, influenced that at all?
I had the brain injury and it was more my thinking that was really affected mentally. It took me 9 years to get over that. It was more so, not so in society, I think realizing what a brain injury was for me was more influential. For me knowing what it was and then me getting better from knowing. But once I realized what a brain injury was, and that was probably 2012, so probably 6 years after my accident, I actually realized most of what a brain injury was and how it was to become better in that area. It's more coming to terms with yourself, what it is, and for what you can get the strength out of having a brain injury. And I try and get the strength out of every situation I'm in. My feeling of what society was looking at me was quite brutal for the first 5 years. But then it was more so when I got full knowledge of what a brain injury was, I turned it into my strength. So then it didn't really matter what society was thinking then because it ended up being my future and all the rest of it. I turned it into a really positive thing. So I started doing my talking back in 2011 and I was talking to people and I was able to deliver my message, the complexity of having a brain injury and what it means to me, and I turned it into my strength. So moving forward, because I was strong and positive and confident person, like society had to adapt to my strengths and how I was reacting to my problem. So society's values turned to a positive because I was creating a positive vibe around my injury. Society was more how I viewed it. So the first 5 years, I viewed it to be quite negative because I was in a negative state of mind and I was struggling to sort of go through the grieving process of losing my wife, and it took years to what I wanted to be, and getting better at speaking. And when I became more positive, and when I became more as a strength, having a boundary, and it became a strength for me, that's when society changed the view, or the feeling I had towards society changing view, because people don't see me and they think that was a positive. I was being so positive, and it was more. I think I changed my view on how society reacted because I was more the positive person. That makes sense, yeah. They see me and they think, okay, he's had a brain injury, but he's so positive. It's because my attitude has changed to be positive and so influential in terms of that way. Like it's a strength for me, so I turn into a strength. So everyone else sees me as the strength, so they rate the boundary on how I'm sort of performing. And yeah, that would be my answer there.
Thank you. What are the positive traits of having an ABI? Are there any traits with outcomes that you never thought you would expect to have?
The first 5 years of having a brain injury was dreadful. I thought like I should have died. Like I couldn't see any positives about having a brain injury. But then when I got on top of that whole strength thing and appreciating life and all the rest of it and turning that into a positive, then I tried every negative I come across, I try and turn it into a positive, like COVID. So each week we have coffee mornings and anyone can come. We get 15 to 20 people coming. So going back to the question, it's a mindset. So if you're really positive about everything, you turn all the traits into positive things. But if you're negative, you turn them into negative. So it depends on how you are that day or that week or that time of month or whatever. It depends how you're feeling about your boundary. And if you're in a positive way of mind, all the traits are going to be positive. Does that make sense?
Complete sense. I like the way it depends just how you're feeling on the day.
Yeah.
The next question, is there anything about your lived experience of having an ABI that you would like to share?
I'd say get yourself involved in a community. When I say community, a group of people who have brain injuries that all understand what you're going through. Be involved in that community and just get talking. And if that community becomes friends, they become friends. A lot of people with brain injuries get to say they're bettering themselves all the time. Brain injuries is all about getting better. And there's always something you can work on. Get yourself into a really good community of people who have brain injuries and keep going forward and smashing through life.
What are your hopes for the future in how society perceives people with an ABI?
It's all about how you're feeling. There's still going to be bad days, and we just work through it to know that tomorrow's going to be better. It's all about moving forward. And I believe in goal setting, and with every goal setting, you need a plan to create that story. Keep following your plans and keep being positive and keep smiling.
Your personal goals as a person with an ABI?
On my physical side, I'm not quite there with my left hand. Like I'm about 90% better. Physically, it'll be to get better. And the NDR is such a great sort of insurance scheme which will get people in the right frame of mind to working towards their goals. And I'm on the right track, and I've got a great team, and it's all about creating that great team, great therapists, great people around me. And I feel like I'm in the right position to get to my goals.
Well, thank you very much.
No worries, Lisa.
It's been quite enlightening.
Thank you.
Thank you.